How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So we're back here for another Stump Talk, and we're going to be talking about caffeine and how you can integrate it into your kit or your rifleman kit, Minuteman kit, and actually the downsides of it. Now we're going to talk about some of the positives and the other downsides. It often is not talked about whatsoever. Now I'm pulling from firsthand experience, literally using caffeine overseas in deployed locations, in training scenarios back home station, and just how it's helped sometimes and how it's absolutely failed me in others. So we're going to be discussing that, just things outside the box. Now I've actually talked about this topic with a few other folks, right, coworkers and stuff, and then a couple friends that you know who you are, and they've had a lot of similar situations occur to them that is actually a bad idea to kind of use caffeine in certain situations. So I'm also going to recommend a product. Granted, I have no affiliation with the product, but I just use it. And with that, so caffeine in general, right? And we're going to put ourselves in that tactical mindset, as in, right, hey, you're working with a team and you have been rucking, you've been working hard, right? I mean, you're in a, non-permissive environment, very hardcore situation, right? Typically, you do not get sleep. Very rarely. Sleep just is gone all the time because you're busy, maybe on a perimeter or collecting water or doing a patrol or something like that. And I have found myself in these scenarios, even overseas operationally, GWAT, stuff like that, that I was hardcore addicted to caffeine because I was on so many night runs and stuff like that, that I had to stay awake and I couldn't get any sleep during the day because I was busy doing other stuff. Now, how does this correlate to us, as in Minuteman, as in the folks that I'm talking, watching YouTube and stuff like this, and even for my operational guys, active duty, which I still am. So it's hard to integrate caffeine because I'm going to share with you a hindrance, right? You're operating with a team, right? And you rucked in and you're tired and you're setting up a small little camp, just really quick. Hey, we're sleeping here. We need to set up a perimeter, right? Because you always have security out. It's 2 in the morning, you get woke up, or you just get told, hey, 2 in the morning, you have to go man LPOP for 2 hours, right? Or you're on perimeter watch. Okay, roger that. So you go out there, maybe you're alone. I don't recommend being alone if you can manage it. I get it depending on how many people you have, but you should have 2 bodies, one to keep each other awake. But if you don't, you're sitting out there, and if you fall asleep, now that allows the enemy to come in and dispatch you and your entire team. So you have to stay awake, right? Logically, most people would go, okay, cool, just woke up or just got out of my whoopee, right? I'm gonna down some caffeine. Cool, it works, right? Bam, hit some caffeine real quick. Now you're awake, you're at your LPOP, and you're like, cool, I'm good. I'm on my nods, I'm watching, I'm scanning, thermals, we're good. 2 hours go by, hey dude, you're good. Go back and go rack out. Okay, sweet. I come back to my sleeping bag, right? Or whatever I have, my poncho and my whoopee, get inside of it, and now I'm just staring off because I'm so hyped up on caffeine that I can't sleep. I've taken too much caffeine and the whole night is a bust. I can't get any sleep. Now that hinders me the next day when I'm supposed to perform, right? Doing more stuff, and they're like, dude, what's wrong with you? It's like, I didn't get any sleep. Like, dude, you didn't even 2 hours of sleep? Even 2 hours of sleep helps out a lot. But even in that category, right, it's terrible. So now you're letting down your team the next day and you have to take more caffeine. And then when your time comes up to sleep again, you can't because, again, you're so hyped up on caffeine. Firsthand experience. Why am I talking about this? So what I have found is I avoid caffeine as much as I can. But a product which I often use and have to the point that I was addicted to it on a deployment, and I backed off quite a bit, is Mio. Mio Energy is a little bit different, right? It is caffeine. It says right on here, hey, 90 milligrams of caffeine on 3/4 worth of a tablespoon. Or typically they give you the squeeze, like 2 squeezes is 60 milligrams. The cool thing is you can tailor how much is going into your body, right? Now, typically how this is used, right, how you're supposed to, is supposed to use like a water bottle, right? And you're supposed to mix it, as in put this in here and then you drink the whole water bottle. Benefits of this is you're staying hydrated because you're drinking a lot of water, but you're also getting caffeine. Cool, benefit. Also covers up the taste if you're trying to filter or procure water from a bad location. This will kind of cover up that taste. But then you're kind of going through a ton of water. And I have to drink this whole thing just to get 60 milligrams of caffeine. Cool, you can adjust and only drink that much, and maybe you're only going to get like 20 milligrams of caffeine. That works too. But another way is, years ago, the Marines showed me this, is a dry shot. Open this thing up and just send it, right? Now, you tailor it to however much you want. I do not recommend that though, because it will cause some mouth ulcers and stuff like that, because this stuff is pretty, caffeinated. When you get a straight shot to your gums and stuff, it'll wake you up. But again, you can tailor how much goes into your body. Again, I don't recommend that. I'm just speaking from experience, and my Marines and Army guys are out there just going, yeah, like I've been there, right? Okay. So, and other folks too, of course, on the job, long hours. But it tends to work. But the benefit of this is you tailor the amount that you need. If you're sitting on an LPOP, you just pop this open real quick and you just do a little bit. So it won't hinder you for 2 or 3 hours from now as much, right? Because caffeine stays in your system for a long period of time. Just something to think about, right? How do you integrate this caffeine into that type of mindset? Some people are different too. Sometimes caffeine doesn't affect some people. Sometimes it does. You just got to figure out what it is. Caffeine does affect me, so I have to tailor the amount that I'm using it so it doesn't screw me over later on that night when I'm supposed to be sleeping and I'm just wired, right? Think about that kind of stuff. Test it out yourself. Just one thing I wanted to bring up, and the consensus from a lot of my coworkers and other folks are the same exact thing. They see that and they're like, man, it's really messed me up sometimes. So think about it. I'm trying to get you to think outside the box in this category or in this scenario mindset. So just think about it right there. Now, if you guys like this kind of stuff, want to hear more about this stuff, random stump talks, definitely like, subscribe, right? Subscribe, you can get to see all this kind of stuff popping up. We also have PayPal and Patreon. So Patreon gets behind the scenes, right? You're probably wondering, if you're a longtime subscriber, why am I in a different stump talk location? Well, I shared over on Patreon an incident occurred in the general area, and I kind of talked about what happened. So we can't really go to that location anymore, unfortunately, which I discuss it all in Patreon. I think it is for free over there, that video. I think I opened it up for everybody. You just go to Patreon, not the actual paid one, but I don't know, I could be wrong. You can go take a look over it over there. I release free stuff over there often too that never make it to YouTube. But if you're interested, definitely highly recommend going over there, taking a look. If you're interested in the Mio Energy, I'm definitely going to link it in the description box below. Yeah, it gives me a few cents if you want some, but it helps out the channel quite a bit. If you don't want to do that, then circumvent my links, go somewhere else and purchase it. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not too concerned. Yeah. So other than that, hope you all have a great day.